Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Clarity Tarot. Oh, I'm sorry, Red Rose Relationships. That is my other channel. Welcome back to Red Rose Relationships. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys are all doing very well and are excited for today's live session. Today on the channel, we're going to be doing a live love reading, looking at the energy of your person or the general masculine collective, seeing how they are currently thinking and feeling about you and how they feel about your connection. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and keep on watching. After our live reading, I will open up for free readings. So if you open the description box, there is a link to sign up for your readings there. Whoa. Mercury retrograde today. And so there is a link to sign up below. You can go ahead and check that out and sign up for your reading. If you would like to donate for a more in-depth reading, then the information to do that is down there as well. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's dive into the reading for today, and then we will dive into your questions. All right. So most important messages in love, please, today. How is your person currently thinking and feeling about you? How are they currently thinking and feeling about your connection? What do they want you to know at this time? Let's cut the deck here. Alrighty, so in your person's current overall energy towards you at this time, we have the Page of Wands. Okay, so regardless of what's going on between you and this person, there is still a lot of energy that this person has for you, specifically a lot of romantic energy, a lot of passionate energy. This person is very, very, very infatuated with you. That's, I think, the best word to describe this person's energy towards you. It's an infatuation, right? Like, this person thinks you are literally perfect. They think you're so beautiful. They love your energy and they want nothing more than to have you. However, actually having you and actually being with you, like what that entails, really, it's like it creates this distance between the two of you, right? Like, this person kind of views you, and a good way to think about how this person thinks about you is like their dream girl. But the thing about your dream girl is a lot of that relationship is based on fantasy, okay? And the reality is that this person can't meet you in the way that they want to meet you. They can't meet you on the level that they want to meet you on. When they think about actually being with you, it exposes where they have weaknesses. It exposes where they are not ready to actually have their dream girl. Okay. It exposes where the fantasy and the reality meet. And that's the thing with this person is like, you're someone that right now this person can really only have fully in fantasy. They can't really have fully in reality. Their life and who they are right now can't support that fantasy. Okay. So it's like this person has so many feelings for you, thinks so positively of you, but also can't really genuinely make a move towards you. So I feel like there could be distance between the two of you, not literal distance, like not like literally you're separated, but like distance in the sense of the relationship this person wants with you versus the one that they actually can have with you. Okay. So the way that they're thinking about you right now is the Three of Wands. Exactly. They see this as something that is in the future, right? Something they can have one day, or when this happens, or when this gets better, or when this resolves, when I have this in my life in order. That's the way this person thinks of you. Again, it's like off in the distance, in the future, when it can happen. That's the way this person thinks. But I want to say that it is all positive, right? Like this person is very positively and very fondly looking at that future. They're very optimistically looking at that future, right? It's not like it's a more of a motivating thing and not like a depressing thing. Okay? So they are willing to work towards that dream with you, right? They're willing to work towards that fantasy with you. They have a good understanding of where they currently are right now. They're not like delulu about that, okay? Like they understand where they are right now. They fully understand the situation. They also just know that it's something that they have to build towards and work towards, and they are up for that challenge, okay? So the way that they feel about you right now is the King of Pentacles. They feel like in order for the fantasy that you guys have to be reality, it's going to require them to really be in their king energy, right? They feel like they need to be in their king energy, specifically when it comes to their pentacles, their money, their material world. Right now, this person doesn't have full control over their material world. There's still a lot of things about their life that they're working on. My feeling is that this person has a good grasp and a handle on it. It just is maybe something that's going to take time, right? It's like the money is going to come in time, the promotion is going to come in time, the life upgrades are going to come in time, the capacity to actually have you in their life is going to come with time. Like I don't feel like there's anything different really that this person needs to be doing. It feels like they're doing what they need to be doing. It's just a time thing, okay? But they definitely feel like in order for you to relax into your feminine, for you to trust them, for you to come forward towards them, and for you guys to have the relationship that he imagines, that that does require him to be in a certain financial position or to have his life in a certain control, right now it definitely feels like his life doesn't have the structure necessary to have the relationship that he wants to have with you. Okay, so the way he feels about the connection, we have the hermit. Yes. In the meantime, this is definitely something that he can kind of just quietly be sitting with to himself, right? Like the feelings that he has for you, the dreams he has for you, the thoughts he has for you. They're just kind of things that he keeps to himself and he just sort of like holds it in inside of him quietly. It's not something that he necessarily expresses or talks about or like I'm not really getting that he's having any big emotional, outbursts or feelings or anything like that. It's just like, okay, I know what I want and this is what it takes to get there. And it's going to take this amount of time. And he's just kind of very matter of fact about it. So he does have a very good grasp and handle on like the practical side of this and the reality side of this. Of course, like if things could be different, he would love that. But he's also just more matter of fact about it and he understands like why the situation is the way it is right now. Okay, so the challenge with him is the moon. Yeah, like it's definitely difficult for him to deal with the emotional piece and I feel like a lot of times he kind of just has to quiet down the emotional piece. For some of you, you may notice that like he maybe does go kind of like distant or cold. And so that is one thing you might notice with him. But really, what it is he's trying to manage his emotions. All right. Anytime that he stops, talking to you suddenly, things are going good. And then all of a sudden, like maybe you don't hear from him or he kind of becomes a little bit distant or comes a little bit cold. It's really a managing of the emotions. Like that's really more what it is for him. It's him going, okay, like I just need to focus. I don't need to like get myself all riled up or it's kind of like a tease, like whenever he like talks to you, it's like he has you and then he doesn't have you. And it kind of feels like a little bit of a tease. So sometimes he'll just like not talk to you just to like not tempt himself because it is kind of painful, right? It is a little bit painful and a little bit hurtful to not be where he wants to be in his life and to not be in a position where he can have you. But again, he doesn't really let that overwhelm him, like those feelings are definitely there. He does have those challenging feelings about the connection, but he kind of just goes, okay, whatever. There's nothing I can do about that. Let me just work. Let me just get myself into a good position. That's what he typically will tend to do. Okay. All right, so let's get a little bit more from him. Let's see what's really going on with him and his headspace and his heart space and his life. Okay, so his overall energy just away from you separately, I have the World. Okay, so this is big time. Him separately as a person away from you, I feel like there are some really big cycles that are coming to a close in his life. Okay. And what I'm picking up from this is there's a lot of maturity that he's going through right now. There's a lot of growth that he's doing right now. And he really is kind of at this limbo point or like this pivot point in his life where a lot of his sort of like younger childish ways are starting to be behind him, and he is starting to step into this new version of himself. And it's kind of difficult, right? Because he's sort of had this identity or this way of thinking about himself or this way of thinking about life. And he's sort of understanding that he can't really hold on to that identity anymore. He's understanding that he does need to move forward into a new identity. And so he kind of is in this point where there are parts of himself that he is having to release and let go. And he's having to step into this new version of himself, but he's not super comfortable fully being in this new version of himself. So I really do feel like he is going through a little bit of like an identity change, a little bit of a identity shift. And this is very important for you in the long run. The person that you initially met may be very different than the person who he's going to be in the next, let's say, 6 to 12 months. A lot of the version of him that you knew is going to change. Okay. So he is going to change. And that's something that he's trying to make peace with himself first, right? Before he explains to you what's going on with him, before he explains to anybody what's going on with him, he needs to first understand his own identity. And I do feel like that is a big part of what is happening right now, especially for those of you that this person is thinking about marriage, right? Like stepping into the role of being a husband, stepping into the role of being a provider, stepping into the role of being someone who is responsible for somebody else is definitely going to require him to let go of kind of some of his old ways. So that's something that he is making peace with right now. Okay. The way he's thinking right now, just himself, again, away from you, like separate from you. I do have the Nine of Swords. So there is a lot of anxiety that he is facing right now. There is a lot of uncertainty that he is facing. Okay. Again, he's becoming a version of himself that he's never been before. And he's kind of worried about it. He's a little bit worried about it. He's a little bit scared. He's kind of nervous to see, like, just sort of how life is going to change him. And he does worry. Okay. I will say that, his default mode kind of is worry. His default mode is anxiety. Okay. Like, that's just kind of where he lives right now. When he is in connection with you, when you're talking to him, when you guys are good, he feels significantly better. I will say that. He feels significantly better. However, when you're out of the picture, when you guys are not on the same page, when you guys are not really connecting, he becomes anxious. Okay. So that's something that he kind of is personally working through right now away from you. The way he feels just on his own by himself, we do have the Nine of Pentacles. So, yeah, he feels comfortable with himself as a single person, okay? Like him as a single person, if he just only in this lifetime had to only worry about himself and only focus on himself, he would be completely fine, okay? Like he feels very good about what he does and what he's able to produce in his life and kind of where he's going. Like his personal trajectory is fine. It's when he starts thinking about building a life, when he starts thinking about, having a wife, getting married, having a home, then he starts getting, that's where the anxiety comes in because he knows it's going to require more effort, more energy, And he's also aware of the things that can go wrong, right? Like when it's him by himself as a single person, he knows he's going to have a happy life. He's going to be a happy person. He's going to always get what he wants. He's going to take care of himself. He's going to be comfortable. But when he thinks about getting married, maybe having kids, having more responsibilities, that's when he gets worried because he kind of worries like his freedom might get taken away. He worries that potentially he will be more stressed financially. He worries about, if you were to ever leave him, abandon him, cheat on him, okay? Like then he starts worrying about all of these potential outcomes that are out of his control. So that's something that he personally has to like make peace with. Like he needs to get to the point where he understands that yes, if you live your life alone, you will have more control over your life, but your life is going to be very one-dimensional, and in the end you're going to be very lonely and unhappy. Okay? But if you open your life up to other people and other relationships, yes, there is a lot of risks, but there can be much bigger rewards. On some level he knows this. On some level he knows that you have to take big risks in life to get big rewards, but it doesn't change the fact that he is still afraid. Okay? So that is something that he is definitely dealing with as a personal problem of his own, and until he really works that out, it's going to be very difficult for him to take any steps towards you or take any steps that would lead you to believe that he is actually ready for a serious commitment. Okay, so the way he feels about his current life right now, I do have the Six of Wands. Yeah, the thing about his current life right now is it's not bad, but it's also not incredible. And so he knows that if he wants to live an incredible life, he's going to have to do something different and he's going to have to get out of his comfort zone. He can kind of stay doing what he's doing right now, but his life is just going to be meh. And it's just going to continually just be a little bit more meh. And so he doesn't want to live like that. He definitely wants to live a better life, but he knows he has to overcome some of his fears to be able to do that. Okay. So the biggest personal challenge that he's facing right now is the King of Wands. Yeah. He has this internal battle, this part of him that really wants freedom, this part of him that really wants to just have the ability to do whatever he wants to do and not really answer to anybody and just live his, life to the fullest in the way that he, wants to. But then there's the other part of him that kind of knows that there's only so long that that's going to last for, or there's only so far you're going to go, right? Like one day you're going to wake up, you're going to be significantly older. And if you haven't really built anything and you haven't built a relationship with someone, then life at that point is going to be a lot harder and a lot lonelier. So, that is something that he is personally battling with. Okay. All right. Let's get some messages from him to you. Let's see what he wants to say to you at this time. Okay. So first message is, I wish I had treated you better. I am not really getting for everybody that this person has necessarily treated you bad. It's just that I feel like he wishes that he was in a better position where he could offer you a better relationship, offer you a better life, be more valuable to you. That is what I feel he is wanting at this particular point in time. Okay. Let's see what else. I regret lying to you. So yeah, I feel like there are a lot of things that he is currently keeping you in the dark about. I also feel for some of you, it's not necessarily that he's like full blown deceiving you, but he's also not being 100% honest as well. Okay. I do also have at the bottom of the deck, I left you before you could leave me. So, he maybe has decided to pull away in order to work on himself, but maybe didn't really explain it to you or tell you what's going on. So again, it's like it's not like he's lying to you, but he's also not fully explaining to you that the reality is he's not where he wants to be in life. He's not really in the position to have this relationship, but at the same time, this relationship is making him realize what it is that he needs to do to improve himself and to be in a position to have that relationship. So this connection has really served a good purpose for him because it's shown him what he needs to do, how he needs to improve, how he needs to step up. And then I wish I could take my words back. So I do feel like there are some things that he does regret saying to you, or things that he does regret you knowing about him. But at the same time, I feel like um, he has grace for himself. He has grace for himself. He has grace for the situation. He understands that, this is a learning lesson, and he has learned quite a lot from this connection. Okay. All right, let's see what Spirit wants you to know about this connection, how Spirit wants you to think about this connection moving forward. We have protected, okay? So you personally are protected in this situation. This is a safe situation for you to engage with, okay? It does feel like this connection is divinely guided. There is a divine purpose as to why this person is in your life, why you guys have connected. But at the bottom of the deck, I do have unavailable. Okay, so this person currently right now is unavailable to give you all that you deserve. And that is one thing that I will say about this person. They do feel like you deserve a lot, okay? Or you deserve really, really good. And I'm not getting it in a sense of like, oh, there will be someone else better for you type of way. It's like, I have to get better so I can be that person to give you what you deserve. That's the way this person sees this with you, right? He sees this as, in the future, I will be in a better position. I will be able to give you what you deserve. But at this particular time, it's not there. But what I'm getting from Spirit is like, it's okay to keep your heart open to this, right? Like, you're being divinely guided through this situation, and this person does have very good intentions, and it is safe to engage in this. Let's see what else Spirit wants to say. I have new love. Okay. So I do feel like I said, the person who you met, like whoever this person is right now, this is a very, the person who this person is becoming is a very different person. So it's almost like, in a way, there is going to be like a new start here. There is going to be a new relationship that does emerge between the two of you. And it's almost going to be like it's a brand new person, right? It's going to be this same person in the same body, but it's like he's going to be in a different mindset. He's going to be more awakened, more aware. And I also have stability at the bottom of the deck. Like, I feel like in the future, this person will be much more stable. And from that place of stability, the way this person approaches you from a place of stability is going to be very different from the way he approaches you from a place of non-stability. Okay. The way that he came towards you, that is what I feel this person like regrets. Like, they kind of regret that you saw this version of them, that you saw this more immature version of them. They kind of wish that they can go back in time and like not approach you in that way, so you don't have that idea of them, you don't have that perception of them. They want to represent themselves to you. They want to present a more stable, more reliable, more trustworthy version of themselves to you, right? Because they kind of feel like, in a way, you may have this idea of who they are. And the thing is that that really was who they were at that time. But the person that they're becoming is going to be a different person. So they're going to have to like represent themselves to you. They're going to have to prove themselves to you over again, or teach you about who they are now, which is going to be very different from the person that you initially met. So what I'm getting from Spirit is like, understand that um there is a lot of inner work. There is a lot of inner transformation that he is currently going through behind the scenes that you're not aware of. And he is becoming a better person. He is letting go of a lot of his immature ways. And he is becoming a more mature person. And the person that he's becoming will be the type of person that is going to be able to have higher levels of commitment. That will be very, very serious and very long lasting. Yeah, Spirit is just saying, like, look, right now you're not missing out on anything with him. He's not yet that person, right? He's not yet the person that you want him to be. Okay. The third card that came out is decision. Okay. So I do feel like it is time to make a decision about this connection. And at the bottom of the deck, I have time apart. So it feels like in order for you to make a good decision about this connection, it does require some time apart. Distance brings clarity, right? And it also does make the heart grow fonder. So it feels like the time apart between the two of you, the distance between the two of you is very necessary. It needs to happen. It has a purpose, right? So don't look at the distance or space between you and this person as, oh, this means this isn't working, or this isn't right, or this is bad, or whatever. Understand that the distance between you and this person has a purpose. There is a lot of growth and healing and maturing that is happening in the distance. So let that happen. It's kind of like magic for the connection. It's like you literally don't have to do anything, and this person is going to come back this evolved, stronger, more stable version of themselves without you having to do anything. So I do feel like there is a need to trust the process and sort of like let what needs to happen behind the scenes happen, and let this person come back to you as his new self. Okay. And the timing of how that's all going to happen is going to be very individualistic for every person. Okay. So let's get some final oracle cards to close out this reading, and then we'll open up for live personal readings. Okay, so I have two cards that want to come out. First card is, it's safe for you to love. Yes, we got this message in the first round of oracles with the protected card. Now we have it safe for you to love. So it is safe for you to continue to have your heart open to this person. But what I'm also getting to is that it's also safe to let go. A lot of times people think, if I'm not constantly thinking about this person or constantly talking to this person, then that means it's over and they're going to forget about me and they're going to move on and they're going to go to somebody else. And that is not what is happening here at all. What is happening here is that you as individuals are being worked on so you can come together and be a stronger couple. Okay, so it is safe for you to love, but it's also safe for you to let go. And it's safe for you to trust the journey. This also is coming out with heart-to-heart conversations. I do feel like when this person comes back around, you will be able to have very much more deep conversation with this person. Like perhaps things with this person have been quite surface level, or maybe this person has like avoided sharing their feelings and things like that. I do feel like come whenever the reconciliation is, this will be much more deep. Okay, so just know that that is coming. The depth that you're looking for, or like the answers to the questions, or wanting to know where this person's really at and how they really think about you, these are questions that this person actually can't really even answer now, right? Like even if you wanted this person to give you those answers, they literally can't. They literally don't have the answers. They don't have the words. They don't have the perception. Okay, so that's why I emphasize again, at this particular point in time, you're not missing out on anything. Okay, this is like a cake that's in the oven, but it's half raw. So it's like, yes, you're waiting for it, but it's not like it's ready. It's still raw and it still needs to bake. And so that's kind of where this person is at. It's like, you're not missing out on anything because there's nothing there for you to get. Okay. So let's get one final card here to close out this reading, and then I'll open up for live readings. I have give your relationship a chance. Yeah, I don't feel like this is something that, you know, you need to let go of, you need to move on from, you need to just forget about it. Like, that's not at all what I'm getting here. I also even have make the effort at the bottom of the deck. So kind of a double confirmation there that this definitely is something that you should still continue to try to manifest. It's something that you should still continue to hope for, to pray for, to desire, that you should continue to still send positive energy to this person, to be hopeful for this connection, to be hopeful for the future. That is essentially all you can particularly do at this time, is just keep your eye focused on that fantasy, right? Like, it's very likely you and this person share a very similar relationship fantasy, and you should continue to hold that fantasy and continue to believe in that fantasy and that it is possible and that you guys can have that. It's just that the timeline of when that's going to happen may be longer than you're thinking, right? It may not happen next month or the month after, but it could happen in a year from now, and 2 years from now, or 5 years from now. And that's okay. So, I do feel like it is okay to continue wanting for and desiring for this connection. All right. Okay, so that is what I have for you guys. I hope that was helpful. I hope it gave you lots of clarity, lots of insight, and lots of guidance. If it did, do give this video a thumbs up. And now I will open up for live reading. So if you would like to see what's going on with your connection, then you can either sign up for a free reading and get a quick insight, or if you want a more in-depth reading, you can donate for one and get some more detailed information about your connection. All right. Okay, so I see here that we have a sign up. All right, so we have Mary. Thank you so much for signing up. Okay, so for Mary, I see here that you've just subscribed. Thank you so much. And you're waiting for the 10-minute timer. I completely understand. So Mary, I'll go ahead and do your reading because I have your question here. So you are asking next partner's characteristic traits. Okay, so let me put this in the chat right now. All right, so for Mary, what can Mary expect from her next partner? What characteristics will her next partner have? For Mary, we have the 8 of Swords. Okay, so this person is likely to be an air sign and have air sign characteristics. So somebody who is very logical, someone who's very rational, someone who really lives in the world of reality. So it's someone right now that's very concerned with real life and what's going on, and they're very in tune with, what's going on in the world, and they're very in tune with just the realities of life, like it isn't going to be necessarily someone who is like the most romantic or lovey-dovey type of person, but he is definitely realistic. Like I'll say that about this person. This is someone that does they do worry about things, and not in like a bad way, right? Like they worry about things in the sense of, okay, like, got to make sure we have money, got to make sure we have stability, got to make sure this is in order. They worry in that sense. So they're kind of a responsible type of person. But sometimes it feels like that can be like heavy, like taking on that responsibility or worrying about those things can be kind of heavy for them. So it does feel like it's someone that does have a little bit of anxiety, but it's well-meaning anxiety, okay? And so this person is much more concerned with offering you a relationship where your real needs are met, right? They may be a little bit less concerned about, oh, are you happy? Do you feel good? And more concerned about, like, do you have everything that you need? Like, that's kind of more of the concern that I get with this person. So, yeah, someone who's just, very, very logical, very rational, very focused on the real world issues, and really wants to ensure that you guys are, safe and protected, more than necessarily, that you're madly in love. Okay. So hopefully that is helpful for you. Good luck.